take my 1 cup of milk and pop it into the microwave for about 30 seconds just to heat up. We don't want it very warm, just I'd say room temperature would be fine. And let's do that now. To add our 1 teaspoon of sugar into your milk. Now add in your yeast. You need 2 packets, guys, or 4.5 teaspoons, it's up to you. Give that a little mix. And let that sit aside for 20 minutes so it can rise, and we'll move on to the next step. You're going to add your 7 cups of flour into a bowl. Then you're going to add in your salt. Add in your sugar into your flour mixture. And then just give that a mix. Just mix it all nicely together. Make sure it's thoroughly mixed in. Make a well in the center of your bowl after you mixed your flour mixture together. And now that the yeast has finished doubling up and sat aside for 20 minutes, we're going to add that in next with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, great guys, look, our yeast mixture has doubled up in size. It's been over 20 minutes and we've got a little well flour thing going on here. And now we are going to add in our yeast mixture into the flour mixture, just right in the center of the well. Additionally, we're going to add in our olive oil into the mixture. This is optional. You can add in some cognac brandy or brandy of your choice. This is optional. Next, we're going to add in 4 beaten egg yolks. And last but not least, the orange zest. I almost forgot the milk. I'm going to add that in too. Now we're just going to mix this slowly, because I should have used a bigger bowl, but we're going to mix this slowly till well combined until the dough is smooth. Just do this really slowly. Smells good, guys, but just keep stirring to form your dough, and then we'll move on to the next step. so it's nice and smooth. Okay, great. The dough is nice and smooth, and now we are going to add some flour onto a clean surface. Okay, we've got a bit of flour there, but this surface is nice and clean. If your dough is too sticky, you're going to continue adding flour. So don't be alarmed that there's quite a lot of flour here. So we're going to turn out our dough onto the surface. It is quite sticky, so we are going to need the flour. Oh yeah, guys, look, it's quite sticky. It's the whole fun of it. It's a bit messy, but it's the fun of this New Year's homemade bread. So delicious, you have to try it. And we're going to knead it for about 10 minutes and continuously adding flour as needed. So until it's not so sticky. Bear with me, I'm trying to get all the dough out. It's quite a big mixture. Get right in there with your hands, guys. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, but make sure your hands are clean. And we're just going to knead this for about 10 minutes. Just keep kneading it. Gathering up more flour. I'm not really good at kneading, so please forgive me how I'm doing this, but just have fun with your recipe. It's all festive and going into the new year. Just have fun and make it your own. Yeah, it's getting better, not so sticky anymore. Making a nice mess as well as we go along. Yeah, it's forming lovely, lovely. And it actually smells good already. Look at that, guys. So do this for about 10 minutes and then we'll move on to the next step. Guys, we've kneaded our dough for about 10 minutes. Look at it, lovely. Now I'm just going to use the same bowl. Doesn't matter if it's still got some dough mixture inside. So you're going to take some olive oil and just drizzle it in your bowl. Has to be olive oil, guys. When you do Greek cooking and baking, we only use olive oil. A hefty little piece. Now you're going to take your dough and place it in your oil bowl, turning it once to coat the top. Yeah, just like that, guys. And next we are going to cover it for about 1 to 2 hours, and it's going to double in size. So just cover it, keep it in a warm, dry place, and allow it to rise and double in size for about an hour to 2 hours, and we'll be back soon. See you in about an hour to 2 hours time, which will be the next clip for you. Okay guys, welcome back. It's been about 2 hours. Let's look at our dough. It looks huge under here. Wow. That's risen really well. Well, the fun part is with this recipe, I know a lot of people prefer the Vasilopita cake, but I prefer Vasilopita bread, and once you try this recipe, I promise you'll prefer the bread. The cake's also really good, but this is delicious. So furthermore, with this recipe you can divide it into 2 loaves or make a large loaf if you prefer. If you do want to just make 1 loaf, you can cut the ingredients in half if you prefer, but yeah, let's get our pans ready and move on to the next step. Okay, I have just dumped it out of the bowl and I'm going to split this in 2. Let's just get a sharp knife because I can't find my dough cutting contraption thing. So here we go, just going to eyeball this and just cut this in 2. And continue kneading the dough and just cut this in 2. Okay, I've gone ahead and prepared 2 loaf pans that I'm going to put the dough in, but we're first going to knead it a little bit longer. This recipe, you have to let your dough rise twice. It might seem a bit tedious for some, but trust me, it's worth it at the end. And you can get things done while you wait. So let's prepare our pans. I've gone ahead and cut some baking paper and just put a bit of non-stick spray. You can use alternatively and preferably some olive oil. And let's move on to the next step. Okay guys, what I have here is 2 coins for the 2 different loaves. I will let you know later on in the video why I'm doing this, but in the meantime we're going to cover them, these 2 coins, with tin foil. Cover it nicely. I even rinsed the coin just to clean it up a bit, but this is going to bake in the oven, and I will explain to you why I'm doing this, but it's all part of the fun. As you can see, I've divided the dough in 2 portions as I'm making 2 loaves, and like I said, you can cut the ingredients in half just to make 1 loaf. But it's fun to bless family and friends with a loaf of Vasilopita New Year's bread. So what we're going to do next is knead the dough for a few minutes and place a coin into the dough. So as the baker of this bread, I won't know where it is. So let's start kneading the 1 loaf, just for a few minutes. I'm not good at kneading, guys, but it's all so fun. Place the first coin into the 1 loaf of bread, and I'm just going to hide it in there so I definitely won't know who gets that slice. And let's do the same for the next one. Let's hide the coin in this one and knead it for a few more minutes. And I will be back with the next step. Okay guys, I've kneaded the dough, and guess what? We're actually going to let it sit for another hour. You might think this is tedious, long process, but it's really good, guys. And it's just so fun, especially over the holidays. So let's cover our dough and let the dough rise for another hour. So I'm just going to cover the one and the other one. So it's going to double in size. Fantastic. I'll see you in a few minutes, and in reality, another hour. Okay guys, we are back. Our dough has risen even more. Look at that, it's amazing. And I have also beat 1 egg in a bowl that I'm going to just egg wash over the loaves. At this stage you can decorate your bread with some patterns with a sharp knife or a clean razor blade. And normally people put almonds on their loaves of bread, and you can write the year out and just have fun and decorate your bread how you want to. At this stage, preheat your oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 190 degrees Celsius, and you're going to put your bread in the oven for 10 minutes at 370 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius. And after 10 minutes you will turn down the temperature to 350 Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius, and bake for another 30 minutes or until the top of each loaf turns a chestnut brown. I'm not going to decorate our bread, but I'm going to just put the egg wash on. And you can also add sesame seeds to your bread. Just egg wash your bread. Okay, I've added some sesame seeds to my bread, and now I can go into the oven for 10 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius, and we'll turn it down after 10 minutes and let it cook at 180 degrees Celsius. for a further 30 minutes. Now it's going into the oven. Both loaves are at the oven, and I'm going to let it cool for about 10 minutes, and it's ready to serve. It's come out a perfect chestnut brown, as it should, and it looks great. Greek Vasilopita, which is normally served on New Year's Day or on New Year's Eve. Recipe. If you did, please leave me a big thumbs up. Follow me on social media. I've started memberships, so if you want to join, please go ahead and join my memberships, and leave your comments down below, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks guys. Mwah.